Hi, and welcome to the start of the Formula E season. Now, because Formula E obviously is alternative racing with electric motors, I thought I'd do an alternative bake-off for Formula E and go vegan. So, this is Formula E Goes Vegan Bake-Off. And to start with, because they're in Saudi Arabia, I am making a salted caramel date cake. So, cross fingers, here goes. Let's get cooking! Into a blender or a bowl, you need to add 135 grams of pitted dates which have been soaked in warm water for at least 2 hours beforehand. Discard the water, you don't need that. You also need to add in 1/4 cup of melted coconut oil, which is approximately 2 ounces. Now, I didn't have any coconut oil, so I used dairy-free spread instead. 65 grams of coconut sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla powder or 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 75 grams of mashed banana, and 180 millilitres of almond or any other plant-based milk. Then simply, in your blender, press the button and whiz it all up. In my case, I'm going to have to use my handheld blender, so wish me luck. You need to blend the ingredients together until they look like a very thick caramel sauce. Into a separate bowl, add 146 grams of plain flour, 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and a pinch of sea salt. Stir the flour together and then add to your date mixture a little bit of the flour at a time. Take your electric whisk this time and beat it up. Once the flour has been incorporated, you can add 35 grams of chopped walnuts and carefully fold them in. Once you've added your chopped walnuts, put the mixture into an 8-inch cake tin which has been lightly greased with some coconut oil or dairy-free spread. Once the cake is in the tin, pop it into a preheated oven for 25 to 30 minutes. The oven should be 180 degrees centigrade, that's gas mark 4, or 160 degrees if you have a fan oven. While the cake is cooking, it's time to make the caramel sauce. So into a saucepan, you need to add a small can of full cream coconut milk. I used a can of coconut cream and it was about 160 millilitres. You also need to add 65 grams of coconut sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla powder or 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. And then to make the sauce, all you need to do is pop it on the hob and bring it to the boil very quickly, and then turn the heat down to a low medium simmer for 12 to 15 minutes, but don't overboil it. You need to let the sauce simmer for 12 to 15 minutes until it gets thick. So, oh gosh, I'm trying to do this with 2 hands. You need to stir every so often just to keep it going. After about 15 minutes, you will see that the sauce has gone a lot darker in colour and it's actually thickened up. So just take it off the heat and leave until your cake has cooled. Once the cake has come out of the oven, take a knife and just go around the edges of the cake just to make sure it's not stuck to the sides. Leave it to cool for a little bit and then pop it onto a wire rack to cool. And then when the cake is cool, simply pour over and spread over your salted caramel topping. Then you can add some optional toppings. You can put some more chopped walnuts on or some chocolate chips if you really want, and then you just cut it and enjoy it.